Wow, you just stand there and make a butt. Is this also a lamp?
Yes.
I took plywood, a jigsaw, and cut it out.
Fabric and fabric.
No, but you see, you have it dripping.
Made in Ukraine. That's cool. Hi, I'm Yevhen Synelnikov. Professional traveler with 10 years experience exploring half the world and all of Ukraine. My friends often ask how I never got bored, and the answer is that the most interesting thing about traveling is the people. They constantly try and do new things. Either they preserve traditions or they combine, change, and add to them. In short, I'm hitting the road across Ukraine again, looking for cool small businesses. These are my new craft journeys. So what do I know about Kharkiv? First of all, Kharkiv is a city of youth, a city of students. Secondly, Kharkiv is Rapa city. By the way, the first thing is probably somehow connected to the second. Thirdly, Kharkiv has the largest square in Ukraine. But what is made here, what Kharkiv's craft is, we're about to find out. Let's go! Kharkiv is a large city with many crafters. Kharkiv is also an industrial city, so in this episode we decided to skip gastronomy and show you some cool, mostly technological manufacturers who are taking Kharkiv's light industry to a new level.
I'm Volodymyr. I create cosmetics for men's hair, mustaches, beards, and tattoos.
Friends, do you remember in the Tavria episode I bought this men's perfume from Lyubomir?
Well, here is its manufacturer.
Ta-da!
Hello, everyone.
I'm using it. It's cool.
So how do you like it? Did you enjoy it?
I liked it, yeah, honestly.
Cool.
Tasty.
Look, there's another option.
Wow.
This is 100% craft, because if I buy this jar, then these jars are actually ashtrays. I process them myself and make them like this.
Cool.
A pocket ashtray, a bit of manipulation and imagination.
Handmade?
Yes, everything is handmade.
Listen, so what do you have here? What is this solid perfume?
Well, look, at first I started with the idea that I came up with a certain scent. I'm actually not a perfumer, and I never call myself that. I mean, I'm a mixer, and I make some interesting scents, meaning I combine already existing pure scents, or maybe I take some perfume base. And I came up with some interesting combination, tried it, and keep in mind, in this product, 30% is the perfume itself, the aroma concentrate, and the rest is the base, so it stays on your skin. It must be oil-based to last. That's why it's soy wax, plant-based, lanolin, and basically cocoa butter, so it's softer and melts in your hands. And that's it.
That's true, by the way.
Oh, and I also add a fragrance fixative, so it lasts a bit longer. Like this. Right now, I see that my audience likes this product, and I ordered 5 liters from the factory. It's over there. 5 liters of perfume. I can show you.
Go ahead.
Here, look. All of this. This is the perfume that I add.
Is this just perfume?
It's just perfume, but it ended up being a very expensive pleasure. Try it.
Wow!
I think it will last for at least 5 years. Considering the amount, it's only 10 grams.
And what else is there?
Look, actually, I actually started with mustaches. I have 3 types of wax for mustaches.
Yes, mustache wax. I need that too.
Don't get in the way after that.
Now the trend is for short mustaches and hairstyles, for example, or a beard without a mustache. So not as many anymore, but it remains in the assortment because it's consistently popular.
Listen, wait. Wax for mustache?
Yes, for mustache.
And do you have beard wax? And this?
That's different.
Is that different?
Yes, when we talk about wax, we're talking about a product that's supposed to perform a function. It's to hold, so that they stand or stay in place as needed. And when we talk about a beard, any bearded man is very protective of it, worries about it, and cares for it. And we have to take care of it. That's why the composition of beard care products is very important. It has to be beneficial. It has to moisturize not only the beard hair itself, It also has to care for the skin, so a beard makes it more complicated. That's why there are so many beard products.
Are these all of them? Is this all for the beard?
Yes, that's all I have right now. The lower shelf is for hair. This shelf here is for different beard products.
And what's the difference?
I have the whole line, and it has a concept. The name is Bearded Seasons. Bearded Seasons?
Winter, summer, autumn, spring?
I have a beard balm for summer, one for autumn and spring, for the off seasons, and of course I have one for winter too, yes? Plus I also have a butter, for example. I have sunset and sunrise, sunset and sunrise. There's a beard blend for day and night. I have these kinds of associations, but actually, when it comes to day and night, it's all about the mood of the scent. For example, sunset, sunrise. It's so fresh.
Yeah, it is.
Fresh, rich.
Something even from India.
There's something like that in it.
You know, I have this idea that if you use something like that, specifically sunrise, you should have a direct association. It's something kind of morning-like.
Something morning-like, for sure.
So that it kind of brings you to your senses a little.
To wake up.
And the west.
Oh, well, that's the opposite. You put it on and...
The main note here is cardamom. And in almost all beard products, the scents are created using essential oils. These are natural scents, except for the perfumed beard balm. That's something I came up with. I haven't seen any analogs on the Ukrainian market. Maybe there are some abroad. I made a perfumed balm just recently.
Is it a balm and perfume?
Yes, but it smells very strong, so you have to use just a little bit and not put it on your mustache. So if the scent is yours, you get used to it, and then you just smell nice as you go about your day. If the scent isn't right for you, then of course there could be problems.
And what's this? Cooked in Ukraine?
This is for styling hair. It's a medium hold hair pomade. That's actually my thing. I came up with it. I don't like made in Ukraine. It just sounds too simple. But cooked in Ukraine, well, if I position myself as a maker, then I cooked in Ukraine. Cooked in Ukraine.
Cool.
And also my first designs were like that. I'm a fan of the television series Breaking Bad and that car from the series, and well, I'm a maker.
What's that? The red one?
That's hairstyling clay. It's been trendy recently. They're also called hair clays or clay pomades. This one is called clay pomade, and this one is just clay. It's right here. Here's the thing. All clays, whenever you hear the word clay, you should immediately understand that any clay gives a dry and matte effect on your hair. For example, any clay. That's the point. When you see it, you know that's what it's supposed to do. If it doesn't do that, then it's either a bad clay or it's not clay at all. And why is it soft? Clays are typically for short hair, like mine now. So these are textured, matte, and dry styles that just fall apart and you fix them with your hand. And that's it. And your texture changes somehow, but it still holds and looks good.
Interesting design. How do you work with design? Who makes all these logos for you, Manly Club?
How did it start?
Well, actually, it's very simple. My friend Dennis, we've been working together all these years. I mean, I haven't had any other designers. I can't say that he came up with the design. I mean, at some point I get inspired by an idea. For example, how I came up with, I have this hair clay. It's called matte clay. I'm actually a bit of a geek by nature. I love movies, I love games, comics, all that stuff. And I spent a long time thinking of a name for this clay. This car is from Mad Max.
Yes, I see.
This font references the original Mad Max posters, using the same typeface as the first movie's posters. And I have a lot of such references. No one understands them, only I do, and I really enjoy them.
Listen, what do you mean by cooked in Ukraine? Well, cooked in Ukraine. How do you cook it? How does it happen?
Well, you can take a look. I'll show you now how it's done. Well, what it's done in. Look, for example, that tool you were holding in your hands.
Yes, yes.
Look, I make it in this, but basically it's like a paraffin heater for 40 liters. I mix it in here. We can turn it on, for example. So here you can adjust the temperature, and I set the right temperature, put the components in here. I have a blank right here. When I run out of the product, for example, I have a smaller thing like this. This is for packaging. It is for packaging this product. So I put the filter on here, pour it through here, set it over there, and start packaging with the scales. I have scales, and every jar, well, it's totally handmade. So I mixed it myself, I packaged it by hand, and every jar has the same weight. So they all get weighed, and here as well.
You do it all yourself? Yes. You also handle sending out the stickers?
Yes, I do everything myself now. By the way, if anyone wants a job or is interested, just let me know.
The link is below the video.
Yes, the link is below the video.
Such cool things. It even made me want to grow a beard like Musa's. Big and beautiful. And in general, it would be really cool to be able to change your hairstyle or facial hair whenever you want, whenever you feel like it. What do you think? Write in the comments. And for those who like to change their hairstyle often and experiment with design, there's good news. Imagine something permanent, stable, your Visa payment card. Can you picture it? Well, now you can change the design of its virtual version for Apple Pay or Google Pay. And it's very easy to do. First, make sure you have the latest version of Private 2. Second, go to the cards menu. There, select the card design option. And choose the design you like. They are constantly updated, so there are many of them, and you can change them every day if you want. Oh, I used to have Skovoroda, but now I'll choose something completely different. I'll surprise the cashier at the store near my house.
We are Yulia.
And we make perfect coats.
Please tell me, how many years have you been working? How did it all start?
Yulichka handles production. She flew to London.
Near London?
Near London, yes, to be more precise, the Royal School of Needlework.
I do hand embroidery as a hobby. I went there because only 2 embroidery schools exist worldwide. One is in Paris, it's very old, it's all about couture, sequins, all that kind of thing on very thin, delicate fabric for men, which is see-through. And gold, like in churches. Exactly, just like in churches. That's where our Slavic and Orthodox traditions come from. It all has roots there. And they teach sewing there. We're always late with shipments because our production is overloaded and can't keep up. We just can't keep up. Last year, clients waited a month and a half for their orders after we called. In summer, we waited a month and a half for summer dresses and beachwear, but none arrived.
Personally, when we realized that this situation happened to us, the website sold physically more than there was fabric in Ukraine.
The fabric was woven this year and cut just for us last year. It's ours alone.
Yes, it's impossible to buy or reorder it. Well, there is an order at the factory that's waiting for its turn. And we understand that we have a month and a half when we can fulfill the order. This happened on June 12, 2020. Our whole office, all of us in the office, were sorting orders until midnight, until 1 in the morning. And when we realized, well, we have 200 orders for which we simply physically don't have the fabric.
And people, they're taking vacations, someone is getting married, and we know them. Of the 200, we know 100 personally. We've done this for years and still work with clients directly at the markets.
Personally, Yulia, we called all the clients and of course we offered refunds. We said, this is the situation, we apologize, this happened to us. And the most amazing thing that happened is that during this period, we didn't have a single refusal. That is, all the clients said, okay, we're ready to wait.
Out of 200 orders.
And that's a wonder, it's just a miracle.
How is your international development?
We have clients in Australia, America, and Japan, all found online through Instagram and our website. I don't know where we haven't sent packages, but the question is...
To Afghanistan.
Because it's warm there, they don't need it.
A trend emerged, people began doing it, and then brands approached me for marketing consultations. I consulted fashion brands and I kept saying, people, you need to become systematic companies, otherwise that's it. And we just look at the market. We see that those who were there 5 years ago are simply no longer physically present in the market. Because it's one thing to start, one thing to launch an idea and say, I'm going to do this, and another thing to build a systematic business out of that idea. These are two completely different things. And of course, only some systematic players remain in the market, those who are able to keep growing and developing. Well, on the scale of Ukraine, we are already quite, let's say, established. Now, of course, we have plans for a systematic entry into the international market. That is, we see this in cooperation with international platforms such as Farfetch, Moda Operandi, Net-a-Porter. We are preparing when we understand that we are ready, technically, systematically, and so on. We will most likely take this step. But it will be systematic, very serious. So if we are going to proceed...
You have everything so well organized. It's strange. Everything is calculated with a business structure. Usually everyone is like, I'm
the one responsible for the
Please tell us more about this monochromatic style.
We're already releasing a complete wardrobe. So we're already working in such a way that when a girl comes in, she can put together a complete look for herself. And it doesn't matter what the task is. So it's an everyday wardrobe, but with the option to wear it for special occasions as well. And we kind of smoothly, we ended up moving from our main product, the one we do really well, the coats, to a whole wardrobe. Well, because
They kept asking where to buy it. So I bought a coat from you. What should I buy to go with it? Can you give me some advice? We had a list of brands and still have some shoe-related items. What we recommend to people is go there, they have this. And they kept asking, endlessly. And we had several situations when you tell a person, go to this brand and you'll be happy there. So the person buys it, spends money, then says, thanks, but I only wore it for 2 or 3 weeks. We stopped giving advice and recommendations because it's about personal responsibility, not something simple. All brands want it now. It used to be less common, but today it's everywhere. You just call any brand and say you have a photo shoot. They know who it is and give us everything immediately now, but it wasn't always this way. And this situation where we can't rely on colleagues in business led us to other colleagues whom we recommended. And we knew for sure that they were doing a really great thing, so we asked them to join our process and help us with the development.
Is this all a collaboration?
No, these are just people who, like us, for example. If someone asks us now and we think it's interesting to start producing coats, we'll do it. It's like developing one of the business directions.
Do you have any bestsellers?
probably what we are especially proud of is our cashmere. This is exactly the case when we place an order. These are regular woven fabrics. We order at least 300 meters in a color.
And what's difficult about that? Is fabric just fabric?
One wrong move with the iron and... Cashmere just turns into a rag. This is a fabric we are truly proud of. That's really cool.
Awesome. And how much does it cost?
The cashmere coat is 11,800.
That's not expensive for cashmere, I think.
It's very inexpensive. We have the lowest margin and markup specifically on this product. We're not making any profit. But that first wonder started with a big dream, to dress Ukrainian girls in coats made from natural materials. And accordingly, we strive for this. We want Ukrainian girls to have the opportunity to wear a real cashmere coat. And we do it not for money, not for business. We do this for the sake of fulfilling this big, big dream.
So sweet. So sweet.
We are the Lviv brothers, Levantin Design Studio.
We design and manufacture designer furniture.
Did it just happen that way, or did you specifically put in the effort, read up, and find it?
Yes. Serhiy has specialized education in industrial design.
We selected it to be ergonomic, comfortable, and mobile. A mobile chair, so it would be lightweight.
It's convenient, especially because it's elevated. It's convenient, really convenient.
The pads are removable and held with Velcro, making it very light.
The unique thing is that you can remove the covers and wash them. We have this interior option, and there's also an outdoor one with outdoor fabrics. Now we'll try some other fabrics as well. We're experimenting in general.
How much does it cost?
The sofa, around 13,000.
In basic fabric, the armchair costs about 8,000.
It's not attached to anything, just toss it in the bag. It comes with a special poof. You sit, relax, and the armrests make it easy to get up.
Listen, you're being published all over the world. Which ones were the top ones, the ones you could brag about?
We're collecting an archive of publications about us. In 2021, the latest publications about us were published in the United States. This magazine covers craft production in the United Kingdom with related publications in Brazil and Ukraine. This is a Venezuelan magazine. Our wooden table was published here.
Cool.
So every year we collect mentions to prove to clients, to show them.
Listen, making it into the top 5 best designs, I get it, that's cool. Wouldn't it have been easier to make it cheaper and more ordinary so people would just buy it and that's it, just to make money?
No, that probably would have been easier.
I should tell you our story.
About the concept, yes. What our concept is and why we follow it.
We didn't start as manufacturers. Initially, Serhiy worked in industrial design, creating intellectual property and prototypes. And then we realized that it's hard to manufacture this with someone else, so we needed to set up our own production completely. From concept to execution, metal, soft and wooden parts, plus professional furniture painting. All of this, over our 8 or 9 years of evolution, we have figured out, and now we can make any product we come up with.
Was it hard? Was it hard to go from an idea to production, from a picture to something real?
And at the same time, you had to make a living.
Was it hard?
Of course, it's a very complicated and long process. The difficulty is that you can't do everything right the first time. If you are satisfied with your computer design, production often reveals issues with joints, connections, and scale. That's when it starts. I mean, you make the first, second, third prototype until you finally get to the most important one. After you reach that point, it gets easier.
So your main business, just so I understand, is it design and ideas or is it manufacturing?
Design, ideas, and manufacturing.
We have horns on our logo, which means we have many branches. Our hanger is Reims. It began as a project with no feedback, so we produced it ourselves. In only 2 years, we've produced and sold over 100 hangers. Here's the project concept compared to the real result.
Listen, isn't it scary to take your own money and invest it?
At first,
there was ambition and enthusiasm.
And
you felt invincible, right?
And you felt invincible.
Yes.
Well, just like in some stories, our first investor was our mom. So she believed in us and, well, the money, we were able to learn. Yes, we were able to learn from this, from our mistakes, but she believed in us, and nevertheless, now we are self-sufficient, so to speak.
And how do you compete with the big giants like IKEA and others? Well, I don't understand how you can withstand the competition.
It's probably not competition anymore. We just have different concepts and audiences.
That's probably noticeable in the reviews as well. When people buy furniture from some big companies, they say the quality is good, the craftsmanship is good. Our main feedback is that it's a cool design, according to people. Creative people buy from us, they want some unusual items for themselves. And also, they want social proof, meaning they need to know that this is the best chair or something like that. We need them to love this product, and we try to do this every day.
And quality, of course.
Quality, of course. Quality, of course, should always come first.
And what's this?
This is quite a new development. It's called the Tabaret Kaikti. We started collaborating with an Odessa studio that recycles plastic. What's the correct name?
Precious plastic.
Precious plastic. If you haven't seen it, check out Home is Better, Odisa.
Yes, and they make seats for us from black and white recycled plastic. And the frame is made by us. And it's actually a new technology that we learned about, that you can bend pipes really well. This development came after these chairs, and we began creating new ideas and joints, not just in one plane. This too.
It's more like an emotion that a person knows that such recycling processes were used for this tabletop, and he can show off to his guests, say that
Yes.
It's not just a table, but look how many caps are here.
Yes.
They express their principles, that they are for recycling, for modern approaches, so that there is a history of origin, so that each product has provenance. We put the date, number, and signature. Identification will be possible.
Made in Ukraine. That's cool.
Each item has one. We also prepared it here. There's a card here, there's a description, like a studio, like a welcome letter.
Well, stylish. Will you understand that we have another gift for you? Watch until the end. I'll come up with something and we'll give away this chair. Friends, and now the traditional contest. I want to give away a certificate for 1,000 shrivnias from our partners VC Svoy. And for what? That's right, for the best print idea, right here on the back. And about what? That's right, it's about Kharkiv. So, write your ideas in the comments, and for the best one, you'll get a certificate. Oh! I nearly forgot. Levantin Design gave us another prize, so we need an additional contest. So, friends, we are always looking for interesting crafters. So, write to us about interesting crafters, and for the best one, for the most unique one, I will give you this chair. And now, bye-bye.
I'm Yulia, and I make the first natural Ukrainian toothpaste.
Ukrainian is good, but I still have some questions. How is this toothpaste different from the regular ones? Like, what do we have? Aquafresh?
We don't use foaming agents. Foaming agents, such as lauryl sulfate, are used to clean military equipment for shine and smooth operation.
Wait, do they put it in there?
They do. The thing that makes any toothpaste foam can only be caused by one chemical element called lauryl sulfate. We don't use it, we make everything from natural ingredients. So, our ingredients include clay, natural sweeteners, purified water, and a natural thickener. That's all. We have a few extracts and a few oils. The key is the abrasive. Unlike most toothpastes that use chalk, we use a different main abrasive. We use silicon dioxide, which we call atoxyl. So even if a child swallows it...
That's actually even better.
It's like a sorbent, yes.
Cool.
So you can eat it. And yes, since everything was tested on my son, all the flavors, they were made, for example, banana. It will be the kind of banana you want to eat, and it's not a flavoring. It will be natural oil extracted from banana peel.
Banana, raspberry, currant.
Yes, but raspberry is the most popular.
Chocolate, vanilla, and pear.
Yes.
Are these for adults or children?
4 for adults, 1 for a child.
And what's the difference between children's toothpaste and adult toothpaste?
Children's toothpaste will have less abrasiveness. Secondly, there are mint components in adult toothpaste that shouldn't be included in children's toothpaste. Because nowadays, in the era of allergies, parents will understand me, especially those who have faced this. Mint can cause a very strong allergic reaction. That's why we replace it with another substance called amylosubtilin, which gives a slight cooling sensation and makes it seem like the toothpaste is minty, but in reality, there's no mint in it at all.
Wow, that's interesting. How long did it take you to develop, implement, find people, and fight for the project?
I spent about half a year looking for a technologist. I had 5 people in total. The 5th one was a student from the Pharmaceutical Institute, a girl who worked for me as my personal assistant here as a doctor. But she was such a nerd that you could really get things done with her. You'll please forgive me. But really, she's a talented person.
Isn't there more than just pasta here?
Yes.
What else do you make?
We produce children's and adult toothpaste, as well as mouthwashes, which have a shelf life of 6 months. So these are mouthwashes that actually work. That's why we confidently cooperate with all dentists in Ukraine, making private labels for them, because there is simply nothing more effective on the market right now than a fresh, extemporaneous product. Next, we make lollipops. They're very sweet, but they don't contain any sugar. We make lollipops with isomalt. It's a diabetic-friendly product that's very sweet to the taste. That's why lollipops are safe for both children and diabetics to eat freely. Each lollipop will also be coated in freeze-dried fruit, making it a bit healthier. All that's left is to choose what you like.
So they don't ruin your teeth?
No.
Cool.
They don't ruin it at all.
Cool.
We also make lip balms from natural oils, but we, as dentists, need them too because we apply them to patients' teeth during appointments. And basically, the cold season is coming up. That's fine, that's good. We make chewing gum. So far, we only have one kind. It's sugar-free. The equipment is already on its way, and I hope that we will present something different to the world, different shapes and flavors.
Damn, how cool a person looks who has eyes. I hope we'll present something else. It's really urgent.
Of course, and remember the toothbrush.
A toothbrush.
Absolutely, of course. Of course, because toothbrushes are usually made of plastic, and since we are an eco-friendly company, we strive to make the world a better place, even if it's just with small steps. But we want to make a toothbrush.
An iron one?
No, a detachable one.
What do you mean?
Well, like this. You wake up in the morning, do you feel like brushing your teeth with a black toothbrush? Just like that, make a black toothbrush. Why not? You only live once, so even your toothbrush should satisfy you.
It's so good you could put it on a wound, right?
And yes, Yevhen, I'm really glad that you're so fearless.
Yulia is making an interesting craft too, but since I'll be busy now, I'll share everything off camera.
The entry should be gentle.
Besides cavities, some people's teeth are threatened by more aggressive factors. And Yulia fights them too. She makes custom personalized mouth guards. I'm not a boxer, but I ordered one for myself too. How did you come to the idea of making designer mouth guards? You already had a clinic, you had already become a doctor. No, you need to make designer mouth guards, toothpaste, and something else. Why do you need that?
That's a very good question. As for the designer mouth guards, that was also kind of an ode to my father, who is a fan. And since my circle includes athletes as well, I saw that this need wasn't met, that they would like it, because who are athletes? They fight tooth and nail for victory and are very ambitious. And so even such a small element can highlight how cool they are. But if this pain hasn't been healed, then why can't I be the one to heal it? That's how it is.
Well, cool, that's right.
My soul calls and I can't explain.
Okay. Look, there's no foam at all.
Show me, I can't see. There isn't any.
How does it taste?
Oh, it's actually tasty. Well, now, with a smile like this, I'm ready to move on.
I'm Oksana and I create glass jewelry.
How did it happen that you started making jewelry from glass?
So 10 years ago, I was at a fair. It suits you. By the way, you matched it perfectly right away by color. I was at a fair with various handmade goods. A woman sold glass products. At that time, I was searching for something for myself and wanted to work with my hands. I was always busy, embroidering or knitting. And here I was looking for something unusual. I tried beads, wool, felting, but none of it was really for me. It all turned out to be a bit childish, like toys. It didn't give me the effect of sophistication I was looking for. And when I saw glass, I realized that this was my material. It was very sophisticated. It looked so noble. And I stuck to this woman and said, teach me. It turned out to be quite difficult because she arranged a separate meeting for me and gave me a whole exam to see how ready I really was to do this. Because first of all, getting into glasswork is quite expensive and you have to be ready to invest a lot. Well, you need about 80 to 100,000 hryvnias to buy all the equipment, purchase the necessary set of glass and at least a minimal set of tools as well. And then it depends on how much you want to expand, how many different techniques you want to try, and which ones you want to work with. So I took a 4-hour masterclass, and since then I've been doing this for 11 years now.
11 years?
Yes, I've worked with glass since 2010. I buy glass blanks. They're made by Italians, Germans, Americans, Chinese, and Indians. And even here in Lviv, in Ukraine, they also make glass. Then I melt the glass and make glass jewelry, both solid beads and hollow ones. I make beads using the traditional Italian technique on an Italian tube.
Cool.
Do you want me to show you?
Of course.
I'm adding oxygen. I'm starting to adjust the flame. I have these special glasses for storing the eyes. They look like grandma's glasses. Actually, it's the Philips company. They manufacture them probably like in all complex productions where eyes can get damaged. This special glass mainly offers protection such as shielding your eyes from flying glass. Plus, they have special filters that block out the light from the fire because when everything heats up, including the glass, everything becomes bright orange yellow.
Yeah, and that's all?
I can just see what's happening thanks to these filters, and I can apply decoration, shape it, and do everything else. We choose some glass color, for example, this nice light blue one. And slowly, with little taps, so as not to hurt anyone, including myself, I start heating up the glass. And at the same time, we heat the needle, because the needle needs to be the same temperature as the glass. It's already cold here, but over here it's very hot and the glass can burn. Everything is done with very fine motor skills by feeling the flow of the glass. I'm cooling it down here and can even blow on it until the top layer hardens. And even like this, if you tap it, it starts to ring. That means it is set, the shape won't deform, and you can already put it in the oven. Let's go to the oven. And next, I need to take it off. And I need to do this with a tool called hot fingers. Actually, why is that? Because I use them to grab the hot bead and knock it off. I kept it when I blew a hole of this size. Now I just need to even it out. It must go into the oven immediately or it will crack. Blown ones crack even faster from temperature changes. Everyone who comes to my workshop, I try to get them to make something themselves too, so they can understand what glass is.
Very interesting.
You need to put on glasses. I'll guide your hands because it's not clear the first time. Here you have a mandrel, which you need to keep turning and heating up. And the shape warms up a bit more and finishes itself later. And you always work horizontally, because as soon as you tilt, well, look, we already have ears like this, see? A little. When taking it out of the flame, you can't change the horizontal position, because, see, it will drip for you.
Already a little...
I think it's magical.
Magical, I agree. Crafty.
A little uneven?
Some girls actually like these crafty ones. Not perfect. There you go. It's set. We can put it in the oven now, yes?
Here I've made a ball. What do we do next?
Next, it's up to your imagination.
Actually, I understand how we put them on each other.
You can make a necklace with a single bead. You can make a necklace with several beads. I also make belts out of such large beads. Sometimes girls can make them to match a dress. And for coats and for dresses.
Cool. Listen, do you have any competitors, any craftsmen who make glass jewelry? Or are you a monopolist in this market?
No, of course, there are many craftsmen around the world. And there are some really cool and brave guys in Spain and America. The art of lampworking is developing very well. There are a lot of schools, but unfortunately there are very few craftsmen in Ukraine, so there is basically no one to have a dialogue with.
Show up.
I don't know any other craftsmen in Ukraine who blow glass. Maybe they exist, I just haven't found them. There are craftsmen who work with small plastic, with beads, creating their own little masterpieces. I like glass blowing, it took me a long time to get here, and that's why I focus on it more. I don't know many glass blowers who use the Italian pipe because it's such a complex technique. After buying and watching the masterclass, I sat down ready to start, but it still took 2 months. I kept saying no. I threw tools and glass, had tantrums, and said I'd never do this again. Well, in the end, I conquered it.
Great. If you like it, friends, the link is below the video. You understand, right? And this beauty will be mine.
There's a suitable dress, Zhenya?
It's okay. I have someone to give it to.
I'm Slava Polakh, and I create designer metal items.
And what will it be?
Epidersia. Sculpture.
Sculpture.
Yes, there will be a functional sculpture with lighting, something beautiful.
So is it a lamp?
Yes, a lamp, like a floor lamp.
Cool. Listen, in general, what do you mean when you say designer metal products? What is that?
In our country, we have designers, architects, and artists. They need to bring their ideas to life, and we help them with that.
How?
We find a special way to communicate with these people, to translate it from artistic to technical. We take the idea, refine it, communicate, show it. We're online 24/7. We weld it, show it, discuss it. If we don't like it, we throw it out and make a new one, so that it's a product that can go to an auction in London.
Are there any products that have already gone to London?
Yes, there are.
What can be made from iron?
A chair, a table, a floor lamp, a light, anything you want.
Is this also a lamp?
Yes, yes.
Cool.
It's a 5-foot-long dragon. This brass, this stainless steel, this part will glow with gold. The teeth will also be gold. Well, it will look very beautiful, I hope.
How did you start working with metal?
I've loved motorcycles since childhood. My first was a Ukrainian Dnipro, cool but always breaking down. That motorcycle gave me an incredible amount of experience, and that's how it all started. See, I was a middle manager, but 10 years ago, I quit everything, took a few tools, and started doing something.
Listen, I see you have a lot of people working here.
I wish there were more, and there used to be more, but right now we have the team that understands and carries out our ideas as productively as possible.
I just see that you have 2 foreigners there.
Yes, they already have Ukrainian citizenship. They can stay here and they like it here.
We're not from those agencies.
Yeah, I understand. Very cool, positive guys. It's very comfortable to work with them.
Can you tell me what they're doing now? For example, what's this one going to be?
This star will be white, have a light bulb inside and glow. So these are mini copies. First we made a big one and then we make these small ones. Well, sort of.
Is this being sold for profit?
Yes.
Cool. And what's this?
This is a chandelier blank. Some well-known designers from Kharkiv ordered this too. It's still a blank, we're working on it, making it. We also help the city in reconstruction from old buildings. These will be railings for a Kharkiv house from the early 19th century. There will be balconies.
Balconies?
Balconies, yes. There are 12 of them. These are the balcony railings.
Are these still from the Soviet Union, right? Or is it just me?
Yes, all these machines are from the Soviet Union. These machines are from Kharkiv. We have an industrial city. There are many factories, but unfortunately many are closing. And basically all of these are machines saved from scrap metal yards.
Really? Yes.
Yes, here they are. Their fate was supposed to be sent to the furnace and turned into some kind of frying pan. But we saved them, they're working, everyone is working, we restored them. They're working and bringing joy.
And what about finances in general? Is it enjoyable? Is there any point in doing it?
When you do what you love, of course it makes sense. I don't work, I do a hobby that feeds me. When it comes to money, well, I can afford anything I want. And I don't want much, so I have what I have.
If I'm a designer and I've come up with something, should I come to you, talk to you, say, I have this idea, now let's make it happen? You'll guide me. Tell me if it's right, wrong, not done that way, if it'll rust or something else.
Yes, that's exactly how the dialogue goes. We can even start with a simple piece of paper, a sketch on paper, and it turns into a finished object like that. It's just 20 triangles that were then assembled into pyramids, and now it's a lamp.
And your guys, are they all into metalwork too? All of them?
The majority are just people who liked metal but didn't know how to work with it. With zero skills, just like me, just with an idea. We found each other, talked it over, and it was immediately clear there was some fire in their eyes, in their hands. And we're learning together now. Everyone, they help each other, they learn, and that's how this team was formed. So we're all growing together.
Are you studying for the work with metal? Or is it just like a hobby?
It's a hobby. I just like it, this hobby. I love working with my heart. I love it.
I'm Vera Hnat. I'm a ceramic artist.
Now, we're going to make something. I understand, right?
Yes?
Will I learn? Isn't it hard?
No, it's very easy. Everyone gets it right the first time.
How often do you hold workshops?
Well, I try to do it at least once a week. For about 2 years now, more or less, but I started doing it very actively just a year ago. This year I even managed to go to Kiev and hold a masterclass. I hope there are still Odessa and other cities ahead. I really want to popularize ceramics and working with clay. My specialty is underglaze painting with engobes. And as far as I can tell, there are very few masters who work in this particular technique.
How is it done with engobes?
Engobes are pigmented liquid clay used for painting. The technologies are quite complex since our materials don't allow us to work with it very well so that it would be without defects. But I managed to adapt it somehow using the materials that we have in our country. This young lady is certainly very unique, with a strong personality.
We're talking about clay, just so you know.
Yes, about clay.
I don't see that classic wheel you have, the one that goes slap and...
Actually, we do have a wheel in our workshop, but I don't work with the wheel. It just so happened that when I started doing ceramics, for some reason I was sure that you could only make something with a wheel and then paint it. Actually, the initial task was to paint. And then when I went to workshops, I started with the wheel. I thought I was doing everything right. After the workshop, I told the instructor I needed to paint. I need to paint a cat on the plate.
he told me that I didn't need to learn the wheel for that. And then I started learning the sculpting technique. Sculpting plates, cups, vases, you can sculpt everything by hand.
That is, you don't do this on a wheel, but with your hands?
Yes.
That's why you're a ceramist, not a potter, right?
Yes, I'm not a potter. Many people say that's Vera, she's a potter. I say, no, I'm not a potter. People think that pottery and ceramics are two things that can't be separated. But actually, sculpting can be done without a wheel. You can simply sculpt cups, plates, and all the same things. Yes, it's not perfectly even, but that's my thing. And I practiced for a long time and worked hard so that it would look like something made in a factory.
This with your hands?
Yes, it's handmade.
Cool.
If you look closely, of course, you can see that it's not perfectly even, but for handmade, I think I sculpt pretty well.
What's this?
This is a classic, it's a vase.
Is this a vase?
Yes. In the shape of a butt.
Can we make a vase like that?
Of course. This masterclass is also for beginners.
Oh, that's mine.
Of course, when people sculpt butts, they often end up sculpting their own butts without even realizing it. Well, or the ones they wish for.
Let's give it a try.
Okay.
Tell me what to do.
We need a piece about this size. Here you go. How should you roll it? You should roll it as if on rails.
Like dough.
Yes, it's similar to dough, but a bit more complicated, and you'll need to cut it perpendicular to the table like this. Here you go. Around the perimeter.
Okay, looks like we have it.
And you can remove this extra part and just crumple it up, put it nearby.
Is your clay Ukrainian?
Yes, this is clay from Donbass. They should pay me for the advertisement.
And us too.
Now we will need to glue this layer together. We take an awl and we need to cut it diagonally like this. Don't overthink it. We fold it like this and we need to finish these edges. They are finished like this, with hatching.
Well, if I bought some clay and my child and I made something, can I fire it in the oven?
No, that's a classic question everyone asks. Ceramics require at least 1,000 degrees, but many people fire MKF2 at only 900, which isn't enough. It needs to be fired more. It can actually withstand up to 1,200. And you need a special kiln, you need firing, and there should be 2 firings. The first firing makes the piece hard. It's called utility firing or biscuit firing. The second firing is the preliminary glazing. And the glaze firing gives the final result. Well, final in the sense that the item can be used with the glaze. Sometimes, if a decorative finish is needed, there can be a third firing: gold, overglaze painting, or milk firing. Milk firing is when the item is dipped in milk and then fired for a third time. Now we need to make the legs and cut out the openings for the legs.
It's really like magic. You just sit and enjoy it. All your thoughts leave your head. You're just enjoying yourself.
Yes, it's a process that makes a person go into their own flow. And what's interesting for me is that from a little lump of clay, from a small piece, from a briquette, you get a finished product. So there was just a piece, and now you have a cup, a plate, or a vase. This is where the real magic happens. And now we need to shape our future legs. We round it off nicely here. This is going to be really funny now because we're working on the part between the legs. So I have to say all sorts of things, like we're putting a triangle between the legs from one side and from the other side. If someone doesn't know what we're doing, they'll just think something crazy is going on here. I'm doing this by eye.
Listen, tell me please, how do you sell all of this?
Unfortunately, I don't sell as well as I'd like. Right now, at the moment, I sell on Instagram.
Maybe I can offer you a modern, easy, and reliable way to sell your products online?
Yes?
Make yourself a website, any kind, even a basic one. It's very easy now. You connect to LickPay from private bank and that's it. You go about your business and customers choose and pay. By the way, special promotional terms are valid until mid-2022. For craft and small producers, when connecting and paying with a Visa card, there is 0% commission. So there are no commissions, that's awesome. But that's not all. You can win 100,000 hryvnias to start your business. Connect LickPay from private bank to win. Details at visa.com.ua.
Now we need to shape the form of the butt. All right, let's cover it up well. Yes, we could also call a psychologist at the same time, so they can look at the butt and tell us what's wrong in our life. Many psychologists, by the way, work with clay.
Really?
Yes, and many psychologists attend my workshops.
Really?
Yes, a lot.
For me, this thing is relaxing. You just stand and make a butt. This is the pubic area. This is higher up.
The belly button, yes. Well, something like that, yes. And I understand that anatomically you want it to be correct, but here it's decorative. A little higher, so it's visible. This is our decorative vase.
It's crooked.
But it's also uneven in real life. Damn, there are no symmetrical people.
I messed everything up.
With my tongue.
You can make it a little deeper. It will shrink and then shrink even more. Everything down there shrinks with age.
Darling, I know your butt isn't like that. Yours is better. Well, that's just how it turned out.
I'm Vadim, I make handcrafted tattoo equipment.
Tell me, please, how did that happen?
Well, I was into tattooing, and since childhood I was interested in all kinds of electronics and making things. If I got something related to electronics as a gift when I was a kid, I would immediately take it apart. And I was doing tattooing, so I decided to try making the equipment myself. Well, somehow it worked out, it happened, and I ended up loving it.
How are they different from the others?
Now, this field has advanced a lot, and there are already such machines that make no sound at all, nothing, and cause minimal skin damage. What's the working principle here? These are coils, they get magnetized, pull the armature bar, the contact breaks, and this happens literally 100 times per second. And basically that's how it works. And we make lines, or we shade. There are also rotary machines, meaning they work with a motor. And maybe you've seen something like this in prison. In prison they make them from razors, and it's the same principle. Here there's already a rotary mechanism. The needle also moves up and down. The principle is the same, but the difference is in the technical execution. It became very fashionable to make hybrids, meaning it's both an induction principle and a rotary one.
Listen, how much does it cost? Well, approximately.
These ones cost about $150. My prices are in dollars because the main markets where I sell are the United States, Spain. As for Ukraine, basically only related items like wiring, pedals, and power supplies. When it comes to the machines themselves, my main market is only in the United States.
Do you sell a lot?
Well, enough, you could say. Now, I'm planning to expand, maybe hire someone, work together and do more.
And how do you sell them?
Instagram.
Instagram, right?
Both Instagram and time are like word of mouth. It's what friends recommend to each other based on quality. If someone needs something, they'll recommend or suggest it. And basically, in the United States it's the same, and in other countries too. Someone ordered it, liked it, recommended it, and so on, and that's how it goes.
You start with this kind of 3D model. Everything is drawn out, detailed.
Yes, the sculpture, so to speak, is made in SolidWorks. After that, yes, I get each part to work on and then I assemble it myself.
How many years have you been doing this?
10 years.
10 years?
Yes, since 2011, roughly speaking, 10, yes.
Cool. Let's go check out the machine. And you made this yourself?
Yes, completely. I just happened to see a crop store. There was a rocket launcher there. I remembered wanting one before and began checking their prices. I checked, and here's the thing. So either it's some kind of homemade craft that the guys in Ukraine put together themselves, or they're American, meaning real ones. The prices they have, so I thought, why not make one myself? So I went ahead and made it.
Why not make it myself?
No machine was used. It was done entirely by hand. I took plywood, a jigsaw, and cut it out according to my own drawings.
Unbelievable. There are also a lot of games here.
Yes, you could say that almost every console ever created in the world is here. Well, not exactly all of them. I picked out the most interesting ones, these ones down here on the right. So, for example, from Nintendo, from Sega, literally the entire game library. Nothing was ordered. I took them from the speaker, took them, cut them up, sewed them in there, cast them, that's it. Well, I have that a lot in many ways, doing something.
Doing something with your hands, right? And what does that give you?
Pleasure. I mean, well, there were even cases when I had a work order and I just started doing it. Not for sale, just for myself. It was interesting. And they were like, when are you going to send the order? But I was interested in finishing it. It was kind of a priority. Well, there are many things I did that I don't even remember. I deal with a lot of electrical stuff. Well, it's interesting. Cool. Damn.
Our country has many interesting people. Awesome. It's time to award the winners of our contest. And this time, our winner is Katerina with this post right here. Congrats! Message us on Instagram to get your 1000 hryvnia certificate from VC's Voi. By the way, if you still haven't bought gifts for all your relatives for New Year, this weekend and next weekend there will be the biggest Christmas decorations and gifts market in Ukraine. So see you there. Well, that's what Craft Kharkiv is like. See you.